The elephant in the room being my hair.
You can move a mountain and never raise your
Kind of rough on the sleeves, but we'll fix that later.
If you believe we can, it's all in your mind. Oh, it's all in your mind. What you're looking for is what you'll find.
Stop this shit.
It's all
Sun still shines.
in your mind.
Whoa. You fat son of a bitch. So what happened? I grew out my hair, which I guess this would be more appropriate for this video. So I grew out my hair, and this thought didn't come to me until I asked this question myself. My brain asked this question. So when people ask me, why did you grow out my hair? I usually tell them something like, I don't know, I like to grow them out. Something like, first I like to grow them out, but now since they're all big and long, I thought I'd just donate them. When I just think about this, why did I grow out my hair? What was the reason? I think it was just human nature. You know, human tendencies are to just do the things that we are avoided from. Get my point? Doing the things that are not socially accepted. For example, a boy growing out his hair, long hair, that was not accepted. So there was just this kind of itch for me to grow them out. Like in school, whenever I used to grow them out, they used to scold me and ask me to cut the hair. The idea of going against the system just sounds good to me. I just like going against people. That's kind of my ick. And also, when my hair was not this long, when they were flowy and all that shit, I used to like the attention that I used to get in the society. I don't think there is anything necessarily bad about it, to trying to get some attention in the public, especially when I was young. Even in school, when I used to grow them out, I had to cut them off. This kind of progress insect inside me used to not like it when I used to cut these long hair during my school hours. So yeah, to just satisfy that progress insect is what I like to call it, I grew them out. So when did I cut them last time? Remember in the lockdown 2020, we had to cut our hair. There was a barber called to our house and I had to cut them short, really short, during the lockdown era. And yeah, eventually I cut them during that time. But then I also grew them out till like, I guess, May of 2021. And it was kind of good. It was kind of great growth till that time. But what happened was I got typhoid. Yeah, and my doctor consulted me to cut my hair or they're going to shed rapidly. So since I didn't want it to be bald, I cut them during that time. During this time, on the May when I cut them last, I cut them very short, like very short. If you have seen the Shrek video of mine, which is on my channel, you can actually see my baldness. You can see my fucking head through my hair. That was the short length I cut them before. I guess it has been like 2.5 years now since I cut them last. I remember the first time I got like a proper man bun, I clicked a photo and posted it to Snapchat. Yeah, old cringe days, but yeah. Also during this time, I was involved in this anime, Attack on Titan, or Attack of Titan, whatever the fuck. Attack of Titan, AOT, basically. There was this character whom I tried to shamelessly follow his hairstyle, and I used to autistically search on YouTube how to get hair like his, how to tie a bun like him. And this is the first time I guess I learned how to tie a proper man bun. Also, when I grew them out, the peers around me used to call him by his name, Aaron, which I kinda used to like during that time. But I'm cringing out here right now thinking about it. I guess I got my first proper man bun during August of 2022, but I didn't usually wear it in the public. I was not that confident about it. I remember half of my 12th grade, I went without a man bun, first half of it, and then the second half of it, I I went with a man bun. Half of my year with a man bun to the college. What was the problems I faced? Though I was like confident, wearing my hair here and there, wearing my man bun in the college, my parents were fine. I had told them that I'm going to grow out my hair. They didn't have a problem with that, but there were some teachers and some old people not happy with that. For example, calling out a teacher over here from the college, most of the teachers were fine with it, like they didn't care. But there was this one specific teacher, she didn't even teach us anything, so technically not a teacher. Yeah, so this woman used to straight up fucking humiliate me in the college. It was the occasional cut your hair, but it escalated really quick. Like it escalated to a point where she almost, like not almost, she called me. She said something like along the lines of, you know what you look like? Look like a. Well, the old me would have just after this incident would have just ran to a barber and cut it off and went fucking bald. But during this time, around this time, I had learned the technique, you can call it, to not giving a fuck about unimportant people, which takes us to the next thing. First thing, I learned not to give a fuck. I learned not to care about what unimportant people think about it. Like, you should care what other people, like people in your societal areas, think about it. But it gets on my nerve when it's the unimportant people that you don't care about, that you haven't even talked about, try to judge you, right? Who cares about them, right? They're unimportant. This, in turn, I guess, gave me a confidence boost during this college hours. Now, my college has started since 3 months, and I can feel the confidence getting up. I am not scared enough to register for a social event like a singing competition, for example. I'm not scared to register. I'm not scared to go there. I'm not scared of standing to make up a point, if that makes a sense. Usually there is this only friction while registering for this stuff. Like, unless and until I just stand up and start speaking, I don't care, right? Unless and until I sign up for the singing event, I don't care about it. I stopped giving a fuck about my past. That's basically that. I don't like cringe, or I don't feel shy nowadays. I guess that was the learning outcome too. This is actually ridiculous and moreover hilarious that the amount of times small children have referred to me as Didi. I don't know why this is funny, but yeah, I remember during Ganpati Visarjan, we had obviously went to the Visarjan of Ganpati Bappa. I was holding this bag of crackers and I was bursting the crackers. There were these little kids coming to me and saying something like, Didi, ek patakadi do na. Didi, ek patakadi. Which I kind of ignored at that time, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's funny to them or something like that. I I completely understand. It's funny maybe, or maybe they are completely oblivious to the fact that I am a male, I'm a dominant male like that. But I'm grateful for that shit. You know? I'm grateful that these things happened. It developed me as a human being, moreover. So how do you do it? I don't know, man. Just leave them be, grow them out. Get a proportional cut first, and then just leave them out. And usually just occasionally do some oil work on your hair and use a shampoo instead of a soap. That I learned by myself. Say so if you want, like some steps that I learned to take care of my hair. For your information, I do nothing to take care of it. Just as I know. As a clear note before, I'm eventually going to donate them, and the criteria for donating them is like minimum they should be 13 inches, which right now they are like 14 inches right now. Not on all the sides, like the front side is kind of 14 inches, but the back side is not. So yeah, due to the friction of the pillow, I guess they kind of cut off in the back side. Fun fact, we were about to like go to Tirupati, where people usually do arpana of their hair to the god, and I wanted to do the same. Just this random intrusive thought, I told it to my parents and they agreed actually. But at the end of the day, it just got cancelled. So yeah, this so-called surprise event of us going to Tirupati didn't happen. But what did happen was it got me into a thought process of what would I do if I had cut them eventually. What would happen during this discussion came to an end. I didn't got any conclusion to it. But now that I think about it, what would actually happen? Like there is this idea of me in the society around my peers that I'm the guy with the long hair around here, around my social group. I'm known as that. What would happen if I cut my hair like tomorrow? Will I be accepted in the society? Will I be treated the same like before? Will I lose fucking friends? I don't know. I get more disciplined because of all that bald men on the grind concept. I don't know. We'll have to wait for that. Yeah. And I assure you that it's going to happen this year itself. So I'm telling you to he's here. Okay? This listen up, bitches. Okay? 2024 is your demise.